rebels and mammoths. The hero was coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pen. You want it, you get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds in gardens, then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city they need me is clear now. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
Sandman, I can tap dance through the energy blast. Run flat, never pop your orbit. I keep energy in storage. I see spinning the globe, my fingertip itch. If I could pluck the earthquake hit, look at the wrist, look at your body, I shake it and shift. Big fish in a small pond, Godzilla with a boot on. I step into your lawn, turn skyscrapers into croutons. Hit the button going high speed, need a megaphone to announce me. I move through the pygmies and the top pick, got a big fleece. Sit back, better breathe deep. Look around and they looking at me. 10 toes still never defeat. Push button never needed a key. I see they ain't ready for me. Hot boy still 100 degrees. I cross eyes and I dotted the T's. E&D till I leave in peace.
The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
Hi, I'm Joe Baylog. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Home and Kitchen Supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
Low-scoring varsity game. Every possession is going to be a key. Turnovers, coaches going to want to keep turnovers down because every possession, it's going to be few possessions this game. It's not going to be up and down in a game, I don't believe. I think it's going to be more of a half-court game. The key to this, though, for Colonel Crawford is can they control Brooke Frombaugh in the paint. She's been a beast, leading the N10 in rebounding and scoring. And on the other side, can Colonel Crawford stop the scoring of the Colonel Crawford Eagles, which is spread around quite a bit. Anybody on any given night can step up for the Eagles.
Well, let's start. You brought up Brooke to start, so let's go with the with the Wynford Lady Royals. Brooke averaging a double-double, 14.1 points per game, 13.1 rebounds per game, and shooting over 50%. She's a monster inside the paint. Both ends of the floor, she can make a difference. Offensive rebound, defensive rebounding as a team. They're putting up close to 50 points a game and only giving up 40.
Yeah, and she's only a sophomore.
Right.
So, and it's going to be a task for, it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Bauer plays her. If, he's going to use Ehmann on her just solely or use multiple players on her, help out. You're going to have to help out inside on her anyway. But then you have Caroline Sheldon out front, Meredith Engler out front. So they're all pretty good, shooters. So it's one of those deals where if you take away from one, you're going to give up the other.
Exactly. And Wynford comes in with a three-game win streak. Coming off a 56-33 win over Crestview. 2 league wins then against Mohawk and Bucyrus. Their 2 losses in the conference against Cary and Upper Sandusky. Similar scores in that Mohawk game. Mohawk and Colonel Crawford. Crawford took that one 54-32. Wynford 50-33. So if that's any type of comparison, we know what this Wynford team can do with Frombaugh, Sheldon, Engler. They got experience. They're young, but experience with Engler out there and these freshmen in their second year starting. I mean, this can be a very, very competitive matchup. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back to talk about the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles right after this. Stallings, John Suppan with you tonight on WQEL 92.7 FM, WQEL.com, and live online on the OH Report. N10 conference rivals, the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles in town to take on the Wynford Royals. Crawford at 10-0, 6-0 against the conference. Wynford 7-3, 3-2 against the league. Let's real quick talk about the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, John, under head coach Zach Bauer. This is a Crawford team who is very good defensively, only giving up 24.1 points per game, putting up 40.4, and they have some I guess you call them superstars. In here, Mira Holt, Gabby Roston have a lot of experience, and they just do the little things right.
Yeah, Coach Bauer teaches fundamentals and really stresses fundamentals, and you can tell by the way they play. Roston at the point, of course, 4-year player, all-league player, never seems to get rattled. And then you got the Mira Holt, who's the scorer, just kind of the spark plug. And then the other girls fill in. He has a deep bench. He could go 7-8 deep on his bench. So, Coach Bauer coming into Wynford, it's a must-win situation for Wynford. Really is, and you have to defend your home court. Coach Bauer coming in here would like to steal one.
Absolutely. Look at Coach Bauer's quote there, courtesy of the OH Report. Talking about Mira Holt, she's a returning All-Ohioan, carries a lot of attention from other teams every game she plays in. And when you bring a player like that onto the floor, the opposing team has to coach around it. And if there's one that can do it, it's Amy Taylor Sheldon. 400 career wins. Amy Taylor Sheldon's a Hall of Famer. If she's going to match up and get her team back in the league race, it's going to happen on the home floor here tonight.
Yeah, these are two of the better coaches in the area, boys or girls. They're very well respected by their peers, and they're both really sound coaches, have the respect of the players.
From Dr. A. Michael Johnson Gymnasium, this is the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week on WQEL. Let's run down tonight's starting lineups. First for the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, wearing number 2, standing 5'2", senior Gabby Roston. Number 5, 5'7", senior Mira Holt. Wearing number 11, a 5'9", sophomore Robin Ehmann. 5'7" junior, number 15, Lexi DeRay, and wearing number 32, standing 5'5", senior Carly Zender. For the Wynford Lady Royals, number 2, a 5'5" sophomore Caroline Sheldon. Number 3, 5'2" senior Brianna Westrick. Standing 5 feet 2 inches, junior, number 10, Meredith Engler. Number 11, a 5'9" sophomore Brooke Frombaugh. And number 15, another sophomore at 5 feet 9 inches tall, Maggie Ridge. In the center circle, it's going to be Frombaugh versus Holt. Wynford right to left, Colonel Crawford left to right on your radio dial. Wynford in their home whites trimmed in blue, Crawford in their traveling maize uniforms with the white trim and numerals. It's in the air, and we are underway from Michael A. Johnson Gymnasium. Controlled by Colonel Crawford. Roston working left to right, has it on the right point. Kick into the corner, open 3 on the way, and they're going to light it up. DeRay, she's a wild card. She can score in and out, knocks down her first triple.
Yeah, earlier in the season, DeRay struggled with that 3 a little bit, and Coach Sheldon shook her head. They gave her the wide open shot, and she knocked it down. And she's a streak shooter, so they're going to have to come out and play her a little bit tighter.
Wynford with their first possession. Westrick with the basketball, down low, feed. Ridge up the window and in. Good look by Engler. Beautiful ball movement.
Nice give and go there. And, Wynford coming out with a little 2-2-1 press here.
We'll see some full, like you said, some full court pressure, some contact, no call. Engler pushing in on the left side, put it off the glass, no. They keep it alive. Westrick going to drive in. Contact inside, and the official down low will call the body. It's going to be a physical game, John.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
Both teams want it to be a physical game because that's how they play. They want it to be a physical game, and they want the officials to let them play a little bit. But that was an obvious foul there where you have to protect the shooter.
So Westrick will go to the free throw line. First time tonight for Wynford. Rattles it in for the first point for her. And Wynford has tied it at 3. And now they've taken a 4-3 lead with 2 from Westrick from the strike. 1-2-2 zone. They won't trap the initial pass. DeRay back to Holt, center of the floor, Roston. Roston stops, turns, and Engler is going to get called for the foul, and there's a situation where it could have been a travel, could have been a jump ball, or they get him for a foul. And that's what it's going to be. Foul will put it, Crawford ball on the sideline. Ball comes into Roston, dance between the circles, goes right side Zender. Zender with the left hand, gets a ball screen. Back bounce pass right side to Roston. And Wynford's going to stick in this zone.
Yeah, 1-3-1 zone, and Coach Sheldon's always been a man-to-man person player, but
Pretty move by Holt attacking the zone. No rotation. Holt puts it off the glass and drops it in.
and that's the problem with the zone 1-3-1. Once you break the initial penetration, there's really no help down below.
A matchup to watch all night's happening right now. Gabby Roston versus Caroline Sheldon. One of the best defenders, one of the best offensive ball handlers. And Roston gets the steal there. And now it's Crawford ball on the left side. Roston drives in on the left, put it up, and an offensive foul. And off the replay, Gabby can't believe it. See it again. Oh, John, give me your input on that.
Yeah, evidently the player had vertical spot there, and the offensive player initiated contact according to the official.
Pass from Westrick, gonna go by Caroline, able to track it. And then it goes off Ridge and out of bounds, but he's gonna say it's Wynford ball. Apparently Holt got a hand on it, or
yeah,
Roston did.
Yeah, from that angle, it looked like it was off of the Wynford player, but there really wasn't any argument there, so we must have had a bad angle.
Sheldon with the basketball. Between the legs, dribble. Engler open for three. Heaves it. Drop it like it's hot. Engler, her first triple, and she's another one of those streak shooters. We could see a very prominent shooting display here tonight. Trap down low. DeRay in the corner. Needs help. DeRay finds Holt. Holt on the right wing. Kick. Left wing three. Open. Back of the rim. No good. Frombaugh's first rebound.
This is the first I've seen Frombaugh this year, and she has a really stout body to her, very strong inside, and she's going to be a load for the Eagles tonight.
And she's not afraid to get physical.
No, for a sophomore, she's one of the nicer post players I've seen in a while.
Engler walks between the circles. 4:43 to go first quarter. 7-5 Wynford. Frombaugh on the right elbow. Frombaugh hands off to Engler. Nothing there on the pick and roll. Engler attacks, strip going up. Crawford takes it away. Steal on the left side by Zender. Eagle basketball with 4:19. Zender, head of the key. Over to Roston, bounce pass in the corner. Ehmann, a deep two. It was a three? No, it was not. Okay, yes.
It was a two.
She was a good foot and a half inside the arc.
Yeah,
the official corrects his call.
Ehmann has a really nice shot, and Frombaugh's going to have to respect that and come out and play her a little bit tighter.
Sheldon, baseball pass to the right side to Engler. Engler sizing him up, and a late whistle going to get called on Holt. Slapped her on the wrist. And now some fresh bodies come in for Colonel Crawford. Number 1, Sailor Holt. Number 4, Emmy Powers. Also, Plesac into the ball game.
And Coach Bauer will substitute early in the game, get his players some playing time, get them used to the court.
Sheldon feeding Ridge, and it's going to be a travel against Ridge. Working in the paint. We'll turn it over back to Crawford. 7-7, 3:43 in the first quarter. Roston, pressure in the backcourt, comes near side, up the floor to Plesac. Back to Roston at the volleyball line. She'll set it up. 3.5 to go first quarter. We are tied at 7. Gabby to Ehmann again. Heat check for a deep two. No. Offensive rebound and a hard foul by Ridge. And that is going to put Emmy Powers at the line for two.
Yeah, it was a great job by
The
Powers.
replay here.
Yeah, Powers went up and got the ball, and Ridge had a good box out, but she didn't jump for the ball, and Powers went right over top of her.
Yeah, Ridge has got to turn around after the box out.
Yes.
A little delayed response.
Yeah.
Powers able to get around it. First free throw, however, no good.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about in the pregame is foul shooting, and foul shooting could be crucial in this game because I don't see a big separation between these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and as physical as they are and as physical as they want it to be. Oh, what a feed by Angler. Back door's wide open, leave it unlocked as Angler's gonna feed Ridge for the bucket. Pressure is gonna get the turnover. Wynford gets it back. They lead it 9-8. Angler with the takeaway.
Angler's really a good ball player. She doesn't really get the recognition sometimes, but she is a very good ball player for the Wynford Royals.
Another baseball pass by Sheldon. This time it's read and taken away by Ehmann. Down low, Ehmann working against Frombaugh. Goes inside with the right hand. Off the window, no. They tip it around into the hands of Powers. Battle for it in the paint. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow, Wynford. Royals will sub. Allie Liming will check in, 5'4" sophomore.
Coach Powers put DeRay back in, so he's losing a little bit of height with Ehmann out of the lineup.
DeRay, pretty versatile, inside and out.
Interesting to see if Coach Sheldon goes to Frombaugh in the post.
And that's going to be another, oh, that's Sailor Holt, not Mira. Another sub into the ball game. This time we see number 34, Jenna Filiator, checking into the ball game. Jenna, 5'10" freshman.
That's 14 fouls on the Eagles, so next time the Royals go to the line.
Good hesitation dribble by Angler, finds Frombaugh in the paint, muscled it up, and foul.
I tell you, Angler really throws nice passes. A lot of them are no-look passes.
No look, Jason Williams kind of
yeah,
style.
Pete Maravich, if you're back in my era. And,
Yeah, I watched some highlights, but
really,
I'm not that old.
Really sets up Frombaugh for the shots.
Jason Williams more my style.
There you go.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
Yeah. I was a Pistol Pete guy.
Frombaugh. Good from the line. She splits the pair. Pressure again by the Royals. Filiator up front on the press. They get it across Roston between the circles. Out at the logo now. Roston with the right hand. Filiator out on the front of the zone. And now battling. They're going to get Powers for an offensive foul replay. Powers shoving Angler, put a shoulder into her. Easy call for the official.
Yeah, play a control foul, so we won't be shooting a foul shot there. So the Royals will get the ball. Watching Roston guarding Caroline Sheldon, it's really a battle. They're really going at each other. Two of the premier guards in the N10.
Gabby essentially face guarding Caroline. Angler trying to work into the short corner, but it's going to be a foul on
Plesac.
that is Lila Plesac.
And that's not a very smart foul there
No.
at that time. And you're putting them at the line. And really good foul shooter in England.
Wynford will go back to their bench with Maggie Ridge. First free throw is good for Angler. Angler was 6 of their 11. Second one on the way. Got them both. And that's just what a leader has to do. 4-year starter, 4-year letter winner. She's got to make free throws given the opportunity.
She's only a junior.
Oh, yeah. I apologize. Meredith only a junior.
Yeah. But she
I was confused.
seems like
Westrick.
seems like she's been
Westrick
around for
is a
4
senior.
years.
She started as a freshman.
Here's replay on this.
DeRay fouled. So that'll bring Sheldon back in the ball game. DeRay on the baseline. She'll inbound for Crawford. Engler will get a break.
Surprised they didn't call that a two-shot foul there because it looked like she was on her way up. Continuation, but official deemed it on the floor. And
Zender also back in. Feeds Ehmann in the corner on the inbound. Back to DeRay on the handoff. DeRay into the paint. Little two-step drive off the window. DeRay, pretty move. And DeRay makes it a 2-point game. She's got 5. Now Roston will back off Sheldon. Timeline into the forward court. Sheldon with the right hand. Lob down low, Frombaugh. In a triple team, Frombaugh put it up. Powers on the backside to clean it up. Powers for Crawford will bring it up the floor. Left wing DeRay working against Filiator. Roston in the short corner, Ehmann. Frombaugh giving her a little space. Now bodies are up. Ehmann goes into the paint. Off the window, no. Frombaugh, good box out, and clears it for the Royals.
yeah, Ehmann might have been better off kicking that ball back out to the guard. And both teams substituting quite a bit here in the first quarter.
Westrick back in. Frombaugh will get a break. Also, Engler will come back for the Lady Royals. So a little bit of a smaller lineup right now.
Yeah, Wynford taking a press off here. It's under 40 seconds.
It looks like they're going to go back to man-to-man. Westrick bodied up on Roston. Gets inside with the left hand. Put it up. No good. Couldn't get the roll. Rebound down to Ridge. 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Engler will walk it up. Picked up by DeRay. DeRay giving her space. Engler between the rings. Ridge on the left elbow. Down to 6. Ridge one and done with the left hand. Engler going to heave it. 3 ball too strong. Crawford will have a chance. Ehmann heaves it at the horn. No good from half court. We go to the second quarter. Wynford by 2 here at the end of 1. 12-10. We'll be back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back on WQEL for the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week. Also live online on the OH Report. Great first quarter, John. Wynford leading 12-10, and if you're Coach Amy Taylor Sheldon, that's exactly what you want. You want a first quarter lead, trying to feel out exactly how Colonel Crawford's going to come into this game and attack the offensive firepower of Wynford.
Yeah, and the intensity level for both teams is really good, and as it should be when you're playing these. Really, it's a county rivalry.
Yeah, and an awesome crowd on hand here tonight. DeRay drives in, kick to Ehmann. Ehmann again on the baseline. That short corner jumper is money for Robin Ehmann. Ehmann ties it at 12. 7:32 to go as Sheldon will skip across the time strike. Caroline, left wing to Westrick. Westrick couple with the right hand, head of the key, Ridge, pass down low, looking for Frombaugh, going to be picked off by Ehmann. Ehmann's second steal, DeRay looking to drive. DeRay puts it up in traffic, almost got it, but draws the contact, and Lexi will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that was a good foul there because DeRay was really off balance, didn't have a good look at the basket, and at the last second was fouled, and very good foul shooter.
Eyes it, shoots it, hits it. That's what you get with Lexi DeRay, both inside and outside. She can attack the basket, but there are nights where she'll hit 3-4-3.
Yeah, that's something she didn't have last year, was the was going to the basket, cutting the basket, and she's more of a setup shooter from the three-point range. And she worked hard this summer and developed her game only as a sophomore.
Makes both free throws, and the Eagles take a lead 14-12. Ball right side with Sheldon, looking to drive, has Frombaugh on the pick and roll. Open look, Frombaugh knocks it in from 6.
Yeah,
nice find from Sheldon.
They tried to double team Caroline, and she did a nice job of finding Frombaugh.
Frombaugh just her second and third points of the night. Zender pressured out top. Now they get it to DeRay. Westrick will back off. Westrick heels inside the arc. DeRay gets it over to Roston. Ball screen from Powers. Roston doesn't use it. Beautiful look to Ehmann. Couldn't convert. And Frombaugh clears it for Wynford. Open look, but couldn't convert. Down low, and Wynford they were trying to push it up the floor and missed the right-hand layup. Roston brings it in.
Yeah, Rich was just going low too quick and couldn't get the basket there.
Gabby gonna walk it on the wing. Into the corner, open three, air ball. Sheldon backside to grab it. Caroline pushing it up for Wynford. Now they have DeRay on Sheldon. Roston switches over to Angler, and it's Zender on Westrick.
Look, I think Angler was hurting him in that first period.
Down low and a tie-up. Jump ball's going to be called. Coach Bauer arguing the case. He thought they had possession. Arrow stays with the Wynford Royals.
You know, Angler was really hurting him the first period there, so he switched to put Gabby on Angler there.
4 low on the inbound. Lob to Ridge, then to Sheldon. Ridge with a fake pass. Offensive foul. Ridge plowing over Ehmann down low. And they're going to talk about this because was Ehmann set up? Here's the replay. And Ehmann was set up.
Yeah, it was a good call. Yeah, a good call. She had a defensive position there. I'm not sure why the officials were talking about it. I guess they had a double whistle and wanted to make sure they had the same call. Ross is not scored yet, and neither has Sheldon, so both the point guards haven't scored yet.
Gabby gets it back from DeRay with 5:22 to go, second quarter. Picked up by Westrick out front, and now we'll hand off to Plesac. Wynford going back to that zone D here in the second quarter, tied at 14. Roston walks it on the left wing, and they're just trying to work it through this zone. Being very selective. Powers doing a nice job staying out of the paint. Roston goes off the screen. Down to 4:48 now in the quarter. Roston checks over with Coach Bauer. DeRay into the corner. Plesac back out top to Roston. And they're just going to eat some clock. Oh, and a travel is going to be called against, that's Plesac. Got the feet in the corner, was open for three, drilled it, but they're going to call her for setting her feet.
Yeah, she was setting her feet. She got shuffled them and to get set there. And
official comes in to reset the net. Now the scorebook.
I can honestly say I've never done that.
We have a discrepancy. The player control foul is what's under question. Here's the replay. Now this is a three.
Yeah.
Player control foul down on the other end of the floor.
Not sure what the good question was.
That was on Ridge.
Okay, they wanted to know who the foul was on. You know,
Sailor Holt back in. Now Jenna Affiliator will come back for the Wynford Lady Royals. Affiliator is going to give Ridge a break. Ridge now with 2 fouls. Four and a half in this first half. And we are tied at 14 from Wynford. Sheldon sprints up the far side, picked up by Plesac. Stops, turns, gives to Angler. Angler looking inside. Ehmann with good positioning on Frombaugh. They can't get it into her. Outside, Sheldon forcing the three. An air ball saved by Affiliator, but out of bounds. So it will be Crawford ball, tie ball game here in the second quarter.
And after a first period that went, quite a lot of scoring, now we've kind of settled into a real hard-nosed defensive matchup here.
Plesac pressured out top. Westrick all over, turns, finds Powers. Powers goes inside, turns on Frombaugh. Frombaugh with a block shot. Another block shot on Ehmann, but Ehmann keeps it alive. Back-to-back blocks by Frombaugh. Crawford still with the basketball, however.
Frombaugh very impressive inside. Able to go straight up and not commit the foul there.
DeRay, right wing, they'll swing it around. Plesac picked up by Affiliator. Into the corner, Plesac left open, heaves a three. Air ball, Ehmann there grabs it for Crawford. And now a foul. It's going to be a shove on the floor. Plesac gets bumped going into the paint.
There's a replay.
Do they get Westrick or Affiliator? They're going to get the freshman, Jenna. Ehmann cuts ball side, gets it on the baseline. Ehmann then dribbles off her foot. With 3:22 to go in the second period, it is going to be Wynford ball.
Yeah, that's not a play that, Ehmann really probably is very comfortable making, trying to take it to the basket backwards.
Back somebody down from 12 feet.
Yeah, and she's better off getting out to a guard and setting up.
Angler left wing to Westrick to Sheldon around the horn. They'll keep it on the perimeter. Skip pass back to Angler left side. Affiliator fighting for position, can't get it into her. Ooh, Sheldon might have got away with a travel. Tied at 14 with 2:55. Sheldon inside the paint, strip, ball is loose, and Ehmann comes out with it for Crawford. Ehmann now with 3 steals. Down to 2:40 in the half. Still tied at 14. Just 2 points for Wynford in this quarter. Just 4 for Crawford.
Yeah, open shots are very hard to come by right now for either team.
Powers, high post, put it up. Air ball. Ehmann, though, might as well bet a pass. Reverse layup doesn't go. But there is Powers streaking in to clean up her own mess. Powers on the offensive window, grabs it, put it back up and in. Check out the replay courtesy of the OH report. And it is Crawford by 2 at the timeout. 16-14. We'll be right back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Online on the OH report. A defensive second quarter here, John. We saw it was a 2-point ball game, 12-10 at the end of one, and now these defenses have really locked down. I felt like that first quarter they were both trying to kind of feel each other out.
Yeah, and, players, both coaches using different rotations to find the one rotation that works for them. Looks like Colonel Crawford has most of their starters back in, and so does the Wynford.
It will be Wynford ball to start the quarter, going right to left on your radio dial. Angler drives in, off balance shot, put it up, no. And Ehmann grabs the miss for Crawford.
Ehmann does a good job of being right where the ball is. He knows where the ball is, and she's right there with it.
Crawford basketball on the left wing to DeRay. DeRay holding tight. Couple feet beyond the arc, now walks at center circle. Feeds Sailor Holt. Sailor back to Ehmann. Ehmann will put it up, and a foul underneath. They're going to get Powers. An off-the-ball foul on Powers. We'll give it back to Wynford. Oh, good job by Angler to kind of sell that. Also into the ball game for Wynford is Sheldon and Amy Liming. Liming, left wing, gets a screen from Filiator. Oh, she was open on the roll. Liming wasn't looking. Gets rid of it. Angler cutting, up in traffic. No, Filiator, oh, couldn't get it. Powers comes down with it for Crawford. Crawford fans want to foul on Frombaugh, but no call.
A lot of contact both times there on the shot in, on the coming up the court, and like I say, the officials letting them play a little bit.
Inside a minute to go here from Wynford. Holt to DeRay. Crawford with a 2-point lead. DeRay inside, off balance, put it up, and a travel.
Again, Colonel Crawford trying to force something that wasn't there instead of kicking the ball out and working it around.
Good defense by Liming, held her spot, forced the turnover. Angler with the left hand brings it up. Handoff Liming. Liming lob down low, Frombaugh. Frombaugh sets her feet. I think Coach Bauer's arguing for a travel, and we'll see the replay here from the OH report. I would say a travel, but instead Frombaugh will go to the free throw line. Go ahead, John. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Westrick back in.
Looked like she kept her right foot, pivot foot down, but it was close. But the key there, though, was they looked for Frombaugh, which I think they're going to have to do more of to open up that outside game a little bit.
Brooke hits both free throws, has 5 on the night. Ties it back up at 16 with 30 seconds to go. Crawford ball. Powers has it tipped away, able to gather. Up to Holt. Holt backside to Ehmann, down to 22. Ehmann steps through, up with the left hand and in. What a move by Ehmann.
Yeah, she does a better job when she's facing the basket like that, and she's not afraid to attack Frombaugh.
Sheldon open for 3, misses out front, and then a foul over the back on Brooke. They're going to say Frombaugh slapped her on the wrist.
See if Crawford can get a last-second shot off here.
They lead by 2. Clock at 6, down to 5. DeRay is bodied up, and they're going to get Angler for the foul.
And that's going to be a 2-shot foul there.
And that puts them at the bonus.
Yes.
That's one Coach Amy Taylor Sheldon certainly wanted to avoid.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Angler was playing her so tight. Maybe didn't know what point of the game we're in. Yeah.
DeRay at the stripe with 3.8. First one up, no good. So DeRay now 2 of 3 from the line. Second one up and missed them both. Brooke with the rebound with 4 seconds. Westrick up the floor. Angler can't get it off in time. She was able to hit the basket, but didn't get it up before the horn. We go to the half here at Wynford. Crawford leads it 18-16. We'll be back here on WQEL 92.7 FM and live online on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Joe Baylog. Tune into the Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Home and kitchen supply. We're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Wynford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
the OH Report. Josh Stallings, John Supine with you here at the half, brought to you by Mizik Miller, your accounting information professionals. Phone Roger Miller, Matt Oriens over at Mizik Miller, and get everything set up for your investments and your payroll needs. At the half, Colonel Crawford leads at 18-16, John, and it was a first quarter that was a little bit more scoring. You know, we saw their averages, really. You know, 12 and 10. Wynford led it by 2 at the end of 1. That was on pace for their season average. Then we go to the second quarter, and both coaches, Coach Bauer, Coach Amy Taylor Sheldon, really putting the clamps down. And we only saw Crawford score 8. We saw Wynford score 4.
I think going into the game, both coaches knew this was not going to be a regular high-scoring basketball game like they've been playing this year. They both teams probably the two of the better defensive teams in the area. And the thing that stands out for me is that Gabby Roston has not scored, and neither has Caroline Sheldon. So there's the two of the more prolific scorers for either team that hasn't scored. Most of the scores have become in the paint, other than a Duray 3 and maybe a Engler 3, I believe. But most of the scores are coming inside with Ehmann and Frombaugh.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So let's real quick run down the scoring for the first half. Holt with 2. That's another big one. Mira Holt just 2 points. Robin Ehmann with 4. Lexi Duray with 7. And then it's Emmy Powers off the bench with 3. For Wynford, Westrick has 2. Engler with 9. Frombaugh with 4. And Ridge with 2. So if you look at the stats, as a outside coach looking in, they're doing exactly what they want. Gabby Roston hasn't scored. Holt hasn't scored. Sheldon hasn't scored, and they've held Frombaugh to just 5. So you got to be happy about that.
Well, I'm sure what Coach Sheldon would like to do is come out here and play this third quarter real close to give them a chance going into the fourth quarter to maybe come here and steal one against the league-leading Eagles.
Yeah, Colonel Crawford undefeated on the season at 10-0, 6-0 against the N10. Wynford at 7-3, 3-2 against the conference. Royals trying to defend their home floor and take the first matchup of the 2-game series with the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles. It's 18-16. Crawford here at the break. We'll be right back with the third quarter after this.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From Dr. Michael A. Johnson Gymnasium. That is a tongue twister, I feel like. Started with Colonel Crawford with the basketball. Down to our left. Roston going to give to Ehmann. Ehmann looking to drive on Frombaugh. Turns, put it up, goes left side this time. And Ehmann with a 4-foot bucket over Frombaugh. Another X factor here through 2 quarters has been Robin Ehmann. Ehmann with 3 steals, 4 rebounds, and 6 points. Sheldon on the pick and roll. Frombaugh open. Ehmann rotates, but too late. Frombaugh puts it up off the window and in.
Yeah, it's a great play called by Coach Sheldon there, a little give and go, and they collapsed on Caroline and Sheldon there, and she's able to dump it off to Frombaugh.
Roston pressured up the left side. Ridge is going to get called for the foul, and that is the 3rd on Ridge. Look for Coach Sheldon to go back to affiliator here momentarily.
And Coach Sheldon's bench isn't quite as deep as Colonel Crawford's bench. Affiliator only being a freshman, so she's going to go with a little bit more inexperience. So Ridge has to watch her foul problems.
Guarding Holt inside as Roston dances around, gets rid of it to DeRay. Ball screen from Holt. DeRay into the paint. Back out to Roston. Gabby holding on the left wing. Swing around to Zender. 6.5 in the third. DeRay takes baseline. Gets position, put it up, no good. Angler with a nice box out, gets the miss.
Yeah, DeRay did a nice job, but she got too far underneath the basket. Didn't have a good angle, and Angler did a smart job there.
Angler dances, skips right side, no, kicks it back left to Frombaugh, to Westrick. Now head of the key, Sheldon. Caroline looking for the lob, not there. Now Frombaugh's gonna set her a screen. Down low, Frombaugh gets it on the roll. They have the mismatch, and a foul's gonna get called on Zender. Zender was late to rotate, and that's exactly what Coach Sheldon wants. They get Frombaugh on the mismatch.
Yeah, and a couple bump fouls here to start the second half, so maybe the officials are going to maybe tighten down a little bit.
Ball comes into Angler. Now some fancy dribbling out front by Caroline Sheldon. Caroline with some handles. Ridge to Westrick. Westrick drives in, back to Ridge in the corner. Maggie, skip past near side Angler. Meredith. Hesitation dribble. Backs away to Ridge. Maggie goes in, stops, pivots on the left foot. Back to Westrick. Westrick gets in, put it up, no, they fight for it. And will it be a foul? It will. They're going to get 11. Is that Ehmann or is that Frombaugh?
Foul on Ehmann there.
No, they're going to get, it looks like Crawford ball underneath.
No, I think it's going to be
okay,
Wynford
they're
ball.
going to, okay, there
yeah,
is.
I think foul on Ehmann. That was a tough call there because it looked like both players had the ball.
That's very tough call to make. Cutting, Frombaugh, put it up, put it in, hoop in the harm, Brooke Frombaugh. And that's where they need her to step up big as this game evolves.
Yeah, with Ehmann out of the lineup, they went right to Frombaugh and mismatched her with Powers.
Frombaugh for the old-fashioned three-point play, got it. She's in double figures now with 10. Royals back by 1, 21-20. Powers stops, heaves it, pushed from behind and knocks down the three anyways. Emmy Powers.
Yeah, nice job by Powers there looking for the shot, and only a freshman.
Powers makes it 23-21, lob inside, deflected by Holt as sub comes into the ballgame. That's Plesac. Plesac will give Zender a break. And with Ehmann out, you're going to see Holt and Powers kind of rotate in and off of Frombaugh. Deep three, and you can't shut her down. Caroline Sheldon will not be silenced. Triple on the right side, her first point.
And that's two straight inbounds plays that the Wynford has scored on.
Royals back by 1. DeRay skips in, Euro step, a pretty one, but no good.
Nice.
Ridge on the miss.
Nice job by DeRay going to the basket, just couldn't connect. And those are things when Coach Maurer is going to look back on, because every possession means so much in this game that, he's going to think we lost 2 there.
Sheldon goes right side to Ridge. Back head of the key, Angler. Angler goes with the left hand, kick out Westrick. And they're going to rotate it around until they get the matchup with Frombaugh they want. Angler skips in, backside pass, Frombaugh up and over, Powers. This time it doesn't drop. Long rebound, Westrick keeps it alive. Backside Frombaugh. Frombaugh kick out, Angler for 3, book it. Hustle play by Westrick to keep it alive. Frombaugh working her tail off, and Angler caps it with a 3.
Ehmann getting ready to come back in. They have to get somebody in that can match up with Frombaugh.
And now foul's going to go on Ridge, and that is her 4th. Here comes Filiator and Robin Ehmann. Ridge sits down with 4. 27-23 Wynford. Ball bounced left side to DeRay. DeRay bounce pass back to Roston. Now into the corner. Plesac down little Holt. Holt's been quiet. Attracts a double team. They have to get rid of it. Right, extra pass. DeRay sets up. Drives in. Lexi stripped. They fight for it down low. And a timeout. Timeout given to Coach Zach Bauer with 3:09 to go, third quarter. Crawford basketball, they trail by 4, 27-23 here on WQEL and live on the OH Report. And with the OH Report tonight, 27-23 Wynford. Crawford with the ball. DeRay open for 3, sets, fires, no good. Roston with the offensive miss. Gabby keeping it alive. Right side shot up, that's no good. And out of bounds off of Plesac. It'll be Wynford ball with 2:54 in the quarter. It's a dogfight, John, an absolute dogfight.
Yeah, it was at one time the Eagles were up 5 or up 4, 20-16, and Wynford's come back and put on a nice run here of 11-3 run.
And now Crawford committing a foul. That's Holt, not a smart foul. And that is the 4th on Colonel Crawford in the quarter. The next will put Wynford in the bonus. Westrick out, Liming in. Sheldon breaks off the screen. Ball comes into Caroline, now swung to Engler. Roston face guarding Caroline. We'll find the freshman Filiator on the right wing. Looking down low, gets it to Frombaugh. Frombaugh pressured. Did she step on the line? No, she was fouled.
Call foul on Ehmann there. And they go to the foul line now. That's the 15th foul on Colonel Crawford this period.
Ehmann got her on the arm, and they're going to put Frombaugh at the line, and Brooke, a very good free throw shooter. First one on the way, and rattles it through. Saylor back in for Crawford. She'll give Plesac a break, and it is the biggest lead so far for Wynford, 28-23. Frombaugh makes it 29-23. Frombaugh now with 12.
And Coach Bauer's got to be searching for an offensive spark here. They just haven't been able to put anything together offensively.
Roston into the corner, open 3 on the way. Back of the rim, no good. Had a look. Saylor Holt couldn't hit it. Engler brings it down. Engler pushing up, and Engler's fouled. So now 2 more free throws coming for the Wynford Royals. And that's a new dynamic. You know, it started last year, but this new free throw rule is kind of introduced.
Yeah, and I really trying to still figure out the advantages, disadvantages yet. But 2-shot foul, there's no one-on-ones anymore. So I always liked the one-on-one because I always thought it put a little bit of pressure on the player. But 2-shot foul, and Engler's a very, very good foul shooter.
Second one, no good. Kept alive, Filiator. Jenna Filiator, the freshman, keeps it alive for the Wynford Royals, but a foul inside.
Called a foul.
Then they're going to get Jenna for a shove.
Yeah. Not sure. Official saw something there, and after a good hustle play by Filiator, she makes a foul, and Crawford gets the ball back. And
30-23.
You know, Coach Bauer doesn't want to go into the last period down, and
34, another foul on Filiator. So now, just like that, Crawford might have a chance to get to the line. Roston hands off DeRay. Lexi stops head of the key, gives to Holt. That's Sailor. Sailor spins, goes with the right hand, gets into the paint, put it up. Good look at the basket, but couldn't convert. Rebound down to Sheldon. Another missed opportunity. Sheldon puts on a display. Sets a ball screen for Engler. Engler now pressured, needs help. And the official's going to give a timeout to Wynford. She got tied up, but she still had possession, so she gets the timeout. 30-23. We'll take a quick one. We'll be right back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Center game of the week. And of course that means it's another edition of the Friday Night Phone Board coming up immediately following our broadcast here from Wynford. Will Beard in studio looking for your scores and any thoughts you have about the wide world of sports. Shot up, no good. Ehmann on the miss. Ehmann with rebound number 6. Here comes Crawford. Roston holding out front with 1:05 here in the third. DeRay stops between the circles, goes to Holt. Sailor, couple dribbles with the right hand. Back to her sister, Mira. Mira into the paint. Euro step up. No, got her own miss. Fouled hard inside. That's on Frombaugh. But again, John, they're getting shots in the paint, but they cannot convert, and they've fallen behind by 7 now.
You know, a lot of times that happens there, that they know the Frombaugh's in there. That might just distract them just enough that they miss that shot. But Holt, being the veteran player that she is, went back up and grabbed that rebound.
Big free throws here for Crawford. First up for Holt, got it.
So Frombaugh has 2 fouls, so she's still in pretty good shape.
Second one on the way. Missed it right side. Rebound gathered by Frombaugh.
And I believe Coach Sheldon's going to try to play for the last shot unless she gets a real good layup here or something.
6-point ball game with 40 seconds to go in the third.
You say she has to be happy with a 6-point lead right now.
Brooke going to hand off to Caroline. Caroline, then to Engler. They're just going to play some keep away with 25 seconds.
Yeah, Colonel Crawford being outscored 14-6 this quarter. And again, you know, that's another thing. You can't foul either because you're in a 2-shot bonus now.
And that's another foul against Ehmann. That's her 4th.
That's not a smart foul on her. They need her on the offensive end and to come out that front and try to make a steal by midcourt. That wasn't a really intelligent play there.
First for Brooke. Got it. She has really stepped up big here.
And Ehmann's only a
Ehmann
sophomore.
Out, powers in.
Yeah, Ehmann's only a sophomore, so she'll learn from that in you know, coming down the next couple years.
Frombaugh hit the pair. And now Jenna Filliater back in the ball game. She'll give Caroline Sheldon a break. Roston across the timeline. Off to DeRay. DeRay attacks. Floater from 8. No, but a foul. Will they get Filliater or Frombaugh? They're going to get Frombaugh for the foul. That is the 3rd on Brooke now.
And again, DeRay did a nice job of penetrating there and maybe really didn't have a great look at it, but was able to draw the foul.
Caroline Sheldon immediately will check back in, as does Maggie Ridge. DeRay, though, first free throw, got it.
Yeah, Wynford still has 8.8 seconds to go, so they're going to try to push up and get a shot off here. That's why Sheldon's back in the game.
DeRay, second free throw on the way. Book it. She's 4 for 4 from the line. Engler up the floor. Sheldon down low, threw it wide and out of bounds. They are pleading for a deflection, but I don't know if it was. Here's the replay. Angler sprinting up. Sheldon feet. I don't know if Holt touched it or not. Hard to tell. Roston gets in, and DeRay can't get it up. So we go to the fourth here from Wynford. Royals lead at 32-26 here at home. They are trying to knock off the undefeated Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles when we come back. Report. A massive third quarter there by the Wynford Royals, John, has brought up 16 points for Wynford. They lead at 32-26.
And I think that's probably disappointing to Coach Bauer, giving up 16 points that quarter and only scoring 8. Now they got a really a 6-point lead to over, or 6-point deficit to overcome.
3 on the right side, rattled in Caroline Sheldon. Second triple of the night. Caroline was scoreless in the first half. First 3 in the third quarter, and starts the fourth with 1. Every possession getting more and more important for Crawford, and a block out front. Jen Affiliator blocking Holt from downtown.
Coach Sheldon wanting them to slow it down a little bit. They're not going to turn down a good shot, but she doesn't want them to rush it.
A 9-point advantage, 35-26. Here's Caroline. Working between the circles, goes to Angler. Angler back to Sheldon. Sheldon to Affiliator. Jenna's going to set up for 3. Jenna, no good. She was open, but off the mark. Powers pulls in the miss.
I tell you, I really like the way Angler plays. She's got her head up. She's always looking for the open person.
3 ball from Roston. Gabby can't hit. Trying to grab her own miss. Does. Put it up inside, and Frombaugh called for the foul. That's got to be a body because it looked like a clean block. Here's the replay. Replay courtesy of the OH. Here's Roston swooping in. Frombaugh maybe got her on the arm, maybe with the hip.
That's 4 on her and 4 on Ehmann both. So both of the post players for either team have 4 fouls.
Roston's first free throw, good. And that's her first point of the night.
And overlooking things, really, I think overlooking things, it was really a good hustle play by Roston. Following her shot, and that was frustrating right there for Coach Sheldon, really, was that she got the offensive rebound.
So Maggie Ridge comes back in with 4 fouls, and now Robin Ehmann will come back in with 4 fouls.
Yeah, I think with Frombaugh going out, Frombaugh going out, I think Coach Power, in being down 8 points, wants to bring Ehmann back in.
Roston makes another free throw. And now they'll pressure Wynford. It's like full court denial. Sheldon gets it back, gonna heave a 3. Caroline gets them all fired up here. Catch and shoot for Sheldon. Her third 3 of the second half, 38-28. Crawford trying to answer. Sheldon, no. Or, excuse me, Sheldon on the miss, grabs it. They're going to push it up. Affiliator for 3. That's off the mark. Ehmann, the miss for Crawford. Ehmann, rebound number 7. Right wing 3, and fouled. Westrick got a body into Carly Zender, and Zender's going to go to the line for 3 free ones.
Yeah, she definitely put a body into her when she didn't need to, and good call by the official there. You know, sometimes you follow the ball, you take your eye off the shooter, and the official had his territory, and not a foul that really Wynford doesn't want to put Colonel Crawford to the line.
Zender's first, no good. DeRay waiting to check in for Colonel Crawford. She will sub in for the shooter. Zender's second one, got it. So 1 of 2 so far, still has 1 remaining. But a timeout with 5:55 to go in the ballgame. We will take a quick break. 38-29 is your score. Wynford on top at home. We'll be back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tonight on WQEL and live online on the OH Report. 1 free throw remaining for Carly Zender. Zender, put it up, put it in. She's 2 of 3. And Crawford makes it an 8-point game, 38-30, Wynford. Royals with the basketball. Engler muscles her way into the forward court, and then a foul. 5:48 to go. That is the first team foul on Crawford. The sub in the ball game that's Plesac.
The second foul on DeRay, so. But Ehmann is out now again. Coach Bauer didn't want to take a chance, I guess. Frombaugh and Ehmann both on the bench.
Right side, Jenna Filiator. Jenna gets rid of it to Meredith Engler. Engler spins at the elbow. Back to Ridge. And then a foul. Foul's going to go against Emmy Powers. 38-30 with 5:33 to go. Wynford with the ball on the baseline. Engler looking, comes into Ridge. Ridge turns. Looking for Filiator, pass a little in front of her, but tracked in by Sheldon. Sheldon, baseball pass, backside Westrick. Westrick with the left, stops, turns, back out Engler, and they're going to melt this clock, John.
Yeah, very, very smart move. You know, Wynford might be young in grade-wise, but they're very smart basketball-wise.
Look who their leader is. Bounce from Engler, finds Ridge. Ridge back out to Meredith. And I wouldn't be surprised in this final 5 minutes we only see maybe 7 possessions.
And that would be okay with Coach Sheldon.
Yeah.
Being up 8 points.
Filiator back to Ridge, and now the foul.
I think Colonel Crawford's really not built to play from too far behind.
Right.
They're better built. They're built mainly to play from ahead in the way they play the game. And they're not real a quick scoring basketball team.
Build around defense.
Yeah, defensive and working the ball inside.
Engler on the inbound.
I think they
also
only have
Holt
one.
check back
they
in.
only have 1 3 tonight for DeRay early in the game.
Yeah.
Compared to Engler and Sheldon having 4 or 5 threes.
Ridge gonna spin with it. Ridge hands off to Engler. If there's one that you want in their hands, it's Meredith Engler. But then you have the luxury of having a Caroline Sheldon, 2 phenomenal ball handlers, and a tie-up, but a timeout. So a 30-second timeout with 4:09 to go. 38-30. We'll be right back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And the Wynford Lady Royals. They lead it by 12, 42-30. Angler, put it up, put it in.
And when she makes a foul shot, it hits nothing but that. There's no rim involved. She has just a very simple shooting stroke.
Second goes up and is no good. We're going to jump ball or travel here. Either way, it goes to Colonel Crawford. But they're going to get the jump ball. So Crawford gets the arrow. So really that benefits Wynford.
And I'm going to quit talking about how good foul shooters people are, because every time I do, they miss the next one. So anyway, but Engler is a really good foul shooter.
She absolutely is. Ehmann gets it, and the 8-footer goes for Robin Ehmann. She's got 8.
And that's what's missing when she's on the bench. You know, Ehmann really has a nice soft touch inside, and that's what they miss when she gets in foul trouble.
Just a sophomore. They trail by 11, 43-32. Engler dances left side, and they're down to 2.5 to play.
And these teams are going to battle it out for a long time because they both got really good junior varsity teams.
Well, their varsity teams are young.
Yeah, their varsity teams are young.
Engler bounce near side to Ridge. Ridge, couple left-handed dribbles, back to Engler, gets a ball screen. Engler finds an opening, going to drive inside. Engler stops, put it up, no good. But, hey, that's a smart shot, John.
Yeah, it was a good shot. You know, Coach Sheldon won't be upset with that one.
Zender the miss, up to Holt. Holt thought about it, back to Zender. She'll heave a 3. 3-ball in the wing, got it. Coach Bauer and the Eagles aren't done yet. Minute 54 to play, and it's 43-35. Another timeout. We'll be right back. Just WQEL sitting alongside John Suppan. 43-35 is your score. Wynford with the basketball in the lead here at home. Engler pressured in the backcourt. Engler facing a double team. Comes up with the right hand. Needs help. Engler trying to create some space. Needs help. And a timeout again. Coach Amy Taylor Sheldon will take, is that her final timeout? I believe it is. No, she has 2 remaining. Full timeout, though, with a minute 43. 43-35 your score. Of course, stay tuned. Will Beard coming up immediately following our broadcast right after this.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its 2nd year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Report. Wynford with the basketball and the lead. Working down to our right. Engler stops her dribble. Engler looking, bounce pass, finds Frombaugh. Now Brooke facing the scramble defense by Colonel Crawford. They are pressuring out front. Engler skips through. And they certainly don't want a foul that just puts them at the line. Crawford working for the steal, but down to a minute to go.
And Coach Sheldon's going to get the ball to her good foul shooters like her daughter Caroline and Engler and Brooke Frombaugh.
Frombaugh out top, bounce pass to Westrick, but kept alive by Ridge, and then a lot of contact. And a foul. Foul will go against number 5. That is Holt. 4th on Holt, and Wynford to the line. Ridge will shoot 2 free throws with 49 seconds to play. First is no good for the sophomore Maggie Ridge. Second one up. Got it.
Colonel Crawford's got to get down the court and score quickly, though. They're running out of time.
Ridge now with 5 points. Roston dancing with 45 seconds. Has to get inside. Put it up. Put it in. Gabby Roston. 44-37. They haven't fouled yet, and now they will get a hand on Caroline Sheldon. Caroline will take the long walk and shoot 2.
Here's where the new rule comes into effect.
There's 2 extra fouls to give.
Yeah. And, plus, instead of a one-on-one where you can't get possession after a missed foul shot, you have 2 shots.
Can't say I agree with it. Sheldon's first, good. And that's her first point from anything other than beyond the arc. Second free throw, no good. Nice rebound by Holt. Holt's been very quiet tonight. Sets up, heaves one, and there she goes. Holt knocks in a first 3. Gives her 6. Down to 20 seconds and another foul. It's a 5-point game. Crawford will not quit.
No, and they're only down really 2 possessions right now, but Engler going to the line, who's probably one of the better foul shooters in the N10.
Meredith been solid so far tonight. Put it up, put it in. Engler makes it 46-40. Second one on the way. An effortless bucket.
Big foul shot there, a 3-possession game now.
Meredith with 16 points, and we're down to 14 seconds. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound and a foul.
Really?
The game's certainly living up to the hype, John. The crowd showed up to support. We knew it was going to be competitive, and it's going down to the wire. Ball into Ehmann. She doesn't have time. Holt, corner 3. Book another one for Mira Holt. Just 2 points in the first half, and she's got 6 in the last 8 seconds. 47-43 with 5.5 and another timeout. We'll be right back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its 2nd year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Caroline Sheldon. Sheldon was fouled immediately, so she will walk down to the other end and shoot some free throws. Caroline trying to put this thing away. Royals leading at 47-43. Royals kind of blew up here in the second half offensively. First free throw, no good. Holt and Ehmann back in. Royals with a 16-point third quarter as Sheldon makes one of two. Quickly into Roston. She's got to get it up. Chucks it, and she is fouled, so she's going to shoot 3 free throws. Clock stopped with 0.3 on the clock. So essentially in this situation, you wanted her to get fouled with maybe another second on the clock, make the first two, miss the third.
Right.
Now she misses the front end of the 3 free ones.
It's just, chance for Roston to pad her points here, but, all intents and purposes, 0.3 of a second.
She makes number 2 and number 3. Frombaugh to inbound with 0.3 seconds, comes into Angler, and that will do it. The Wynford Royals hang on here at home, 48-45, and they take down the undefeated Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles. Wynford moves to 8-3, 4-2 on the season, and they drop Crawford to 10-1 and 6-1 against the conference. Stay tuned. Coming up, it is the Ms. Miller postgame show. We'll be right back on WQEL and the OH Report.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
We are now back with our Burkhardt Farm Center player of the game, and it is no other than Meredith Engler. Meredith, congratulations on this tough physical win tonight.
Thank you.
And by tough and physical, were you guys expecting such a battle out there? Because towards the end, they were letting you guys play.
Yep, absolutely. We were ready for it. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be tough, and some good defense from Crawford. So
no, it was definitely a defensive battle. The first half, it looked like everybody, it's one of those, everybody's feeling each other out. You know each other, but it's almost like, where have you been lately?
Right.
And second half, what was going on in the locker room? You guys came out and lit it up.
we had to improve in our boxing out. We had to get the rebound. We had to push Robin off and out. We had to guard the high post and make sure we got those rebounds, and that helped us get it out in the transition. Yeah, we needed to box out and put the rebound back up, get offensive rebounds.
I was going to say, and anybody can rebound on any given night. You guys do have a little bit of hype on there, but it looks like some of the smallers don't feel so small,
right,
and they don't feel like they're small at all.
Right.
So I want to talk a little bit about you guys. Frombaugh, look up at her, but it looks like everybody on the team's got about just as much a vertical as she does.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little game plan. What was the game plan Coach Sheldon had for you guys coming into this?
We had to talk about bumping because Crawford wanted us to get out of our spots. So we had to make sure we were talking on bumping, switching, guarding the high post, boxing out Robin down low, pushing her out, which we ended up doing a pretty good job at. Just really intense. When the three's open, take it, drive, draw it, make free throws.
I was going to say, and you guys were definitely putting Crawford behind where they don't like to be, forcing some threes at the end. They were able to put a couple of them in there, but the foul game just wasn't enough for them. So do you guys feel like you executed? You personally, did you feel like you executed Coach's plan?
I'd say, yeah. We had to make sure we execute our plays because they're good scouting. They knew what we were doing. We changed the names. They called it. They knew what it was. And we had to, slip. We had to be on top of it. Nice. I'd say we executed pretty well.
All right, if you could improve one thing from this game to take into your next game, what is that going to be?
Keep the intensity up, boxing out. We have to box out. It's such, we are little. We got Maggie and Brooke down there, Jenna, but everybody on the team, it's just easy to box out, get the rebound.
Don't let anybody tell you guys are little. You might be shorter, but there's nothing little about
the farther the box out, the taller you are.
That's right. All right, finally here on the OH Report, we'd love to give you a shout-out. Take as much time as you want. Shout out anybody. We'd love to get you here.
I'll shout out my team, the alumni for coming in this week and helping us and improving. Coach David Sheldon for getting in the gym with us and shooting.
All right, there you have it. It's Meredith Engler, Wynford Lady Royals, as they give Colonel Crawford their first loss on the season.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we are back, and by we, I got rid of the radio guys. Adam Thompson here from the OH Report as we wrap this up from Wynford at the Dr. Michael A. Johnson Gymnasium. And wow, what a finish. It lived up to the ticket price. 48-45 was the final. And it was the largest lead of the night by any team was 12 points. Quickly evaporated in the fourth quarter playing the foul game. We'll take a look at the final stats. Unofficial, very unofficial. But we've got 45-48. We do know that's the official score. Twos pretty even. And when it came to the threes, I think we're missing a couple of them for Wynford there because of at least alone Miss Sheldon herself is splashing back-to-back. And at the end for Colonel Crawford, they were able to put a couple up there, but not enough, little too late, so to speak. And scoring by quarter, and we have it there. Colonel Crawford fell short a little bit second in the third quarter where you kind of want to put a little bit more points up on there, but regardless, battled back in the final frame. So that will do it for Brandon, myself, and the fine folks over at WQEL, John Suppan and Josh Stallings. And we've got more basketball on the way tomorrow night. Rob Sheldon's actually getting a gym here named after him. So it's a good place to be named Sheldon, especially if you're a basketball fan, and I'm pretty sure all of them are. That's going to do it for Brandon Powell. My name is Adam Thompson. We want to thank again WQEL with Josh Stallings, John Suppan, and John Kreider back at Master Control. More basketball coming up tomorrow on the OH Report. Follow us online to find out where all we might be. Thanks again.